In the meantime, if there's anything that you want to see in particular today that you might be interested in, maybe you saw me post it before, just let me know, and I'll be sure to make sure that I post that. Hey, Nancy, I can see you. Good to have you here. Is there anything you're interested in seeing today, or anything that you've been wanting to ask me, Nancy, or anybody else that's on here? Well, I'm waiting for a few more people to come on while you watch me sweat. It's still hot. It's so hot. Even with the fan. Got just a few more minutes. I've got a lot of new stuff. I got a lot of exciting news that I'm really happy to share, and I got even some more this afternoon, so excited to share that news with y'all too. Got a lot of upcoming stuff that I am excited to share with y'all, so can't wait to tell everybody that. I think I'll tell y'all all the news when it gets closer to 7 o'clock, so maybe I'll have more people on here. Be sure to let me know if there's anything that you are interested in knowing or interested in seeing, so that I can make sure that I share that today, or let you know about whatever it is. And we may get a surprise appearance from the famous Asher Masher, the rescue shop cat. He hasn't made it down to the bus yet, but he likes to follow me everywhere, so it won't surprise me if he comes aboard. And for those of y'all that may not have seen it or not, I'll have the new mugs today. I've got a few face mugs that are completed that I'm going to be showing y'all. But the new style mugs I'm really, really happy with. I love them. I think they fit well. Of course, I try them out before I actually make them for everybody else. So I have been drinking out of two, actually, because one, the handle started separating just a little bit, so I won't sell it, but I'll take the risk to use it myself, because if it breaks on me, it's okay. But I really love these new styles. They work well with the faces too, and whatever other decoration they may decide to put on there later on, it's going to be great for that. The new style little mini pots, I really love those too. That just added some extra embellishments on there from what I had. Let's see what else is new. The gulpies, I'm going to explain the gulpies, and Look, the last couple of markets, people gave me some really neat ideas on how to do or a different way to use the gulpies than what I intended them for. And that's one thing that I love with people that buy what I do. They always have their own ideas sometimes of how they want to use that. And it's just really neat to hear how what they envision that they can utilize that for. Sometimes it's some things that I would have thought of, and a lot of times it's things that I would have never thought of. So it's very interesting. So there'll be that. I'll show you that, and I'll explain that too, because that gives it a little versatility from the original design. And let's see, what else? What else? I've got a lot of new little trinket trays for those that need little small gifts or whatever. I've got a few of the new birdhouses through the glaze firing, so, you know, those are always popular. What else? What else? All kinds of stuff. Got flowers. The flowers are new. Y'all are going to love those. I absolutely adore the flowers. Okay, so it is 6:59, so I'm going to go ahead and start. You will be able to rewind this video. You will be able to watch this afterwards. So you can fast forward, should be able to fast forward and rewind. And if you come later, this will be up all weekend long. So you can shop from that all weekend long. Remember, Saturday, I have my open gallery here at the house Saturday. So the bus will be open for people to come see me here at the house. It's technically Mendenhall, but I'm right on the line to McGee. So, you know, we're really right outside of McGee. So you can find that on my profile, and I'll put it here. And if you have problems finding it or whatever, you can just message me. Just click on my name and send me a message. It'll go to, you know, the message request if you're not on my friends list, but I'll still see it because I always look for those. So you can be sure to come and see me, or just look on the group page under the events and you will see my open gallery day. And if you click on that with the about information, it'll give you the address for here. All right. So hopefully I'm not going to sweat to death through all of this, but we shall see. It'll be okay if I do. All right, so the first thing that I want to say is that I am very, very excited to try 2 new markets this year. It's so hot during the summertime, and the older I get, I cannot handle that heat. July is about the hottest I can deal with it, and that's just about stretching it. So anything after that, I just really can't stand, you know, the heat and being out on those outdoor markets and stuff. So it's just too much for me. So that being said, I decided this year that instead of doing any markets until the fall, when it starts cooling down, that what I'm going to do is just have my mobile studio here open at the house the 3rd Saturday of every month like I had planned. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to come shop, you can always shop online. I am going to work on getting a lot of stuff uploaded to my website so that you can shop off of that. And you should be able to, you know, have the option to pick that up instead of having it shipped. But of course, I can always ship it. And with shipping, I always just, well, on the website, it's different because, you know, I just have to set a set thing in there. But if you want exact shipping, you know, you can message me and let me know what you want, and then I can get you, you know, you have to give me your address wherever you want it shipped to, and I can get you an exact shipping quote. With shipping, I always just do the exact shipping rate, but I just round it up to the nearest dollar. That gives me a few cents usually to be able to cover like my boxes, because I do buy boxes. I try to recycle everything else, but I do buy boxes just to make sure I've got good solid boxes that will be appropriate for what I'm trying to ship and won't cost as much. So there's that. So that's what I'll be doing until October. And in October, I am taking a giant leap, and I am going to do the indoor market at the state fair. Every year at the state fair, they have indoor market. They have indoor vendors at the Trade Mart, along with a car show and things like that. But they have a lot of vendors in there, and I'm going to be one of them this year. So that is going to be a very long market, and we will see how exhausted I am by the time it is over with, because it is 10 days long. So I plan to be there every single day. If I pay for the booth, I might as well take full advantage of it, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So I will be there, should be there every day during that, and you can see that under the events tab. I've already got that loaded. And then the second one that is new and big for me this year is Jingle Bell Market and Pearl. And I did not know that it was such a well sought after show, but it is. And apparently they are very particular about the kind of product they sell, which is excellent. I really like that, because that means that, you know, it's going to be good for handmade items. I don't have anything against, you know, buy, resell kind of stuff and things like that. But when I'm trying to sell handmade work next to those kind of things, sometimes it's a little bit of a detriment to me. So I really like the markets that, you know, try to make sure they have more high-end stuff, and that's apparently what Jingle Bell is. So that one's going to be in December, and then of course I've got the Polkville one that I did last year. That's going to be in November. So those will be the only other three markets that I'm aware of at this time that I will be doing for the rest of this year. The rest of it will be the third Saturday of the month here at the house, and I'll send out reminders. If you want to go to my website and get an email reminder, you can do that. Just sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get the email out, you know, whenever I have a market or an open gallery or whatever it is. So that's that. And the biggest news that I got today was that I have been approached by the two museums in Jackson, Mississippi, the gift shop area, and they have placed an order, which I have to work very hard on getting it done because it's a pretty big order. So I'm very excited about that. So I will have work not only in Pacesetter Gallery in Flowood, like I normally do, but I will also now have work in the two museums downtown Jackson. And if you don't know where that's at, that's I can't remember the street name of it. But it is right behind the fairgrounds there, kind of off of Mitt Street. So I'm not sure if it's actually on Mitt Street, but it's off of Mitt Street. So anyway, so that's really big news, and I am super duper excited for that. That makes me extremely happy. I really, really am excited for that. So that being said, let's look at some stuff. So for beginners, I think I'll show you my mugs. These are the new style mugs, and this is all my ash glazes. So this thing is moving all over the place. I got a fancy dancy thing that's supposed to follow me around now, so I don't have to keep turning it around. You don't have to look at my back. But this is the blue, and again, this is all my ash glaze recipes. Oh, the other thing I got was I also got a grant from the Mississippi Arts Council to buy some extra glazes, or not glazes, but mason stains and materials in order to be able to test some more colors. So I'm super excited about that too. That was really neat to be able to win that grant. It was a small grant. It was $500, but $500 can go a long way with buying testing materials. So super excited about that as well. All right, so the blue, all of these mugs are $45, just like always. The blue was that, and this one is, it's actually a yellow, but it breaks a lot differently depending on how hot it gets in the kiln. So you see it's got a lot of variation. I'm trying not to get it too shiny on there. The inside is my standard liner color in there, which is just a neutral glaze color, so it's just going to be kind of the brown on there. So that's that. And of course, they have my signature curved handles, which are very ergonomic. They fit really well in your hands, however you want to hold them, or if you want to hold the whole thing. And it makes it really light on your wrist when you have it full of your favorite beverage. Okay, so on the blues, I have 3 of those. I have 1 of that yellow that's currently in stock. This is a combo color with the ash glaze. This is my sky blue with, I'm trying to remember the names of all my colors. I can't remember, but it's the dark mulberry wine. It's mulberry wine, so that's on top. So I really like this color combination. I think it's really beautiful. There'll be a lot more of these to come. And this is part of what testing my glazes will do, because, you know, it's different. I used to, with the commercial glazes, I used to test all kinds of different layers of the colors. And this is the cocoa cream. They all have the same design on them right now. This is kind of standard what I'm doing, all $45. And I think when I measured them, they hold roughly about 12 ounces, give or take. Of course, they're handmade, so, you know, they're going to vary just a little bit. And this is the other one. You see how it's kind of a rustic kind of glaze with the ash glaze, because it breaks a lot different. But with the commercial glaze, I always layered them so that I could get some really interesting effects and some running effects. And so that's different with this ash glaze. And so I'm still in the process of figuring some of that out to get some more interesting colors and things like this. All right, so this is the mulberry wine. I think that's what I called it. They're still so new. I'm trying to remember them all. So this is actually one of my favorite colors. I really love this color. Trying not to get it blurry. But it has just a tinge of kind of a purplish color, or a mulberry color. With some bluish grays, and of course, in the same line of color. All right, so with the cocoa cream, I have 2 of those. I have 2 of these. Why is it not doing? Okay, did it die on me? Well, let's see if I can get this thing going. There it goes. All right. So there's two of these, the mulberry wines. This is Skyline Blue, or Blue Skyline, I think I called it. And again, you see it looks kind of rustic, kind of like weathered or worn. Same inside color, and the same pattern on there. So those are Skyline, Blue Skyline. I have 3 of those, all $45. This is another one of my super favorites because I always loved purple. So this is one of my purple colors. And I don't know, I think this is kind of a either you love it or you don't love it. I won't say you hate it, but you love it or you don't love it, because either people love it or they don't care about it. But mostly they love it. So I love that one. So I have 3 of these. And I think I call this one Purple Haze, but don't quote me on that. So, and that reminds me, if y'all want to buy something, I need you to screenshot it and then message me with it. So, like quantity, if there's more than one, or just, you know, the one, if just tell me you want one, if you want one, so that that I can pull that for you. And also let me know whether you need shipping, or if you want to come pick that up Saturday. And if you can't come Saturday and you want to pick it up another day, just let me know. And I'll try to work with you as much as I can. Usually it's not a problem, but, you know, if I have something else going on, then obviously I can't be here. But if not, then I'll be happy to meet you at another scheduled time. That's fine. So this is Face Cup number 1, and he's just got him a little curlicue on there. I thought that was kind of cute. And he's in red, same liner glaze. So that's that one. They all have the same signature handle. And then this is the second one. He's got the Blue Skyline on the rim. I do not like putting the glaze all the way down because it usually kind of fades out the vase. It kind of makes everything, just like, I don't know, nondescript. You know, it's kind of like making it fuzzy or something, you know, because you don't see it. It doesn't show it as much. So I always try to do the oxide wash on there so that it brings out those details, and you can see how that oxide wash settles into all the grooves and everything. So it just makes that face pop out so you can notice it more. So that's always oxide wash on the face. And then obviously, you know, I glaze the rim for comfort because nobody wants to do that on bare clay. You don't want to be drinking off of bare clay. And so there's the inside. All right, so there's the second one. Ooh. And here's the next one. Again, oxide wash on the face. This one is, I do not remember. It's blue, but I don't remember what I call this one. The glaze, that is. So, but he's the same. Got the curved handles. Got the same inside glaze. And that inside glaze, you can see that it's a little bit different wherever it is, because it depends on how the heat holds on the inside of those. So sometimes, you know, it flashes more than others. All right, so this is the other one. And I have two more of the face mugs. And this is the next one. And this is in a blue as well. This one kind of looks like it's got duck lips, doesn't it? It's hard. It's kind of, doing faces is a little bit like doing wheel work. It's different if I haven't done it in a while, so I have to kind of get back in the swing of things. So it's always a process for that. It's like I have to go back and practice on it. And here's one. This is Blue Skyline as well, but you see I did this one almost all the way around. I don't like it as much. You tell me, what do you think? Do you like it? Do you like the way this is with the glaze all the way around the face? Or do you prefer them bare all the way around with just the rim glazed? That's a good question for y'all to answer. Which one do you like the best? Which version do you like the best as far as the glaze pattern? All right, so there's that one again. Here's this one again. And we're going to do some of these cuties because these are my new containers, and they are about 4 inches tall, and they're probably going to be about 4 inches in diameter. 5 inches. 5 inches at the widest point. And of course they have lids. They're glazed on the inside. Now these could be used for trinkets. You could use it for jewelry. You could use it for change. You could use this for a salt cellar if you wanted to. Anything like that. Again, all the mugs were 45. These are 40. Okay, so all of these are going to be 40. I've got several different colors in them. So that's the first one. Here's my favorite mulberry wine. And you can see it's kind of a purpley grayish color. If I can get that glare off of there. So again, glazed on the inside. And you can use it for a variety of things. Okay. So that's mulberry, and here's Blue Skyline. And that is my brand new stamp that says Pitter Potter House. Love it. Love it. I finally went to the trouble to order one. I've always wanted one, and I never did it because I didn't think it would turn out, and I finally bit the bullet and did it, and I absolutely love it. So moving forward, they will have the little medallions or a stamp on the bottom. I think one of these had the stamp on the bottom. Yeah, I stamped this one. So it's either going to have the stamp on the bottom or it's going to be a medallion like that. All right, so this is the purple haze. And of course, they're all glazed on the inside. All right. So I love these. I think they're the cutest things ever. Let me see if I can break this for you. Nope, did not harm it, thank goodness. This is stoneware, so everything is very durable, thank goodness. Thank goodness for me, because I am terrible at handling stuff sometimes. And the mugs are microwave and dishwasher friendly, so there's that too. All right, all of those are 40. Those are 40. Let's see, we're going to skip over those. I'm going to do the bird houses because everybody likes the bird houses. So this is one bird house. I've done these a little bit different this time. These basically are bare on the bottom with the color on the top, and I kind of enjoy this. We'll see when I do the next batch how I do them. I get bored real easy, so sometimes I swap that up a lot. So we've got that. And of course, you know, you hang it. You can hang it wherever you want to. And these can go outside. So they are very safe to go outside. And they can stay outside all year. These bird houses are $55. So if they stay outside all year during the winter time, if it's going to freeze, I tell everybody to bring them in just because, you know, if water gets inside and then it freezes and it expands outward and it doesn't go up, then it could crack it. But it shouldn't absorb anything. But there is that risk of it expanding and cracking it. All right, so that's that one. Let's see, I've got two more here. So this one collapsed a little bit when I do the glaze firing. It fires to approximately 2,300 degrees almost. And so the clay is literally red hot. And that means that, you know, it's very, very soft. It's almost a melting point. So sometimes this pot happened to be a little thin. I didn't realize it, and that's why it started sagging. So this one is on sale. If you don't mind the little sag to it, I'm going to sell this one for $45. So this one will be on sale for $45 because he's a little smushy. But there's nothing else wrong with it outside of that. It's just that it got a little smushy. All right. And here's the last one. Oh, if I can get it off. All right, so here's the last one. You see the colors. If y'all have any questions, let me know. And if I'm just not seeing them, I apologize, but I will see them later. Let's see, make sure. Okay, I'm seeing some messages. I don't know if y'all just sent these or they're just coming through. September 19th. Suzanne, honey, that is going to be hot as Hades. I don't know if my old self can handle that. I like the, Pam, I like the face bear with just the rim glaze too. That's my favorite. Thanks for the congratulations. Nancy, I've missed you too. I hope you get to come see me sometime soon. All right, so I don't think that those were showing up before, but that's okay. I'm seeing them now. All right, let's do some gulpies because this is a brand new thing for me. These are really cool, I think. These were originally, the idea was so that if you have houseplants, you stick this into your plant pot and then you water through the mouth. So you put your watering can through the mouth. That thing is following my finger, I think. And so that way, the water is directed into your potted plant instead of maybe pouring on the floor or whatever. So if you have like a plant that has, you know, it's really bushy or whatever, then, you know, you can easily see it because this should be sticking out, right? All right, so the last market I went, when I went to Tomato Festival, someone told me that they thought it was supposed to be like a wall sconce for a potted plant. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Of course, you'd probably want to put something to stop up that hole because it is kind of a larger hole. And that would be fine. That would be just like, you know, putting a rock or something in a potted plant, right? So that all the dirt doesn't just fall out. But this would be really neat for either an air plant or a small succulent or something to hang on the wall. And they all have different faces on them. Yeah, I told you how much the birdhouses were, 55. And these are 40. These are 40. All right. So these guppies are 40, and each one has a different face. I'm just going to run through these real fast for the different colors. But I thought that was a really creative way to use them outside of what the original intention was, right? So it's always fascinating. I really love talking to people and hearing how they want to utilize, you know, the piece that they fell in love with, that they want and they want to buy. I am stuttering so crazy today, and I do not know why. All right, again, all of these are $40. They all have a different face on them. And they're probably, I think they're about 12 inches. I'll measure that. Let me measure this. Let's see. I can't remember quite for sure. Yep, right at 12 inches. All right, so here's a white one. I think this one looks really cool. And again, y'all can go back and look if you want later. This will be up through Saturday. If you decide you want something and you want to pick it up Saturday, that's fine. Just let me know. If you need it shipped, I can do that too. I can send you an invoice through Square, or I can use PayPal. I do have Venmo. I think I can still set that up. I never use Venmo, so I'm pretty sure that I can figure out how to get that if you want to pay through there. All right. And again, screenshot what you may want and send it to me in a message. Just click on my name, and then you can send me a message and send me the items that you want. I have to have a fan. Woo, lordy, lordy, lordy. All right, let's see. Here's a new thing, again, that I'm doing, and I absolutely love this. I don't want to knock these over, so I have to be very careful. This is my new salt and pepper shakers, okay? All right, so the pepper has 2 holes, the salt has 3 holes, and you just shake it out. But this is the style. I think they're the cutest things ever. And then this is the little platform that it sits on. The salt and pepper shakers are also $40 for the set. And so there you have it. All right, so this is the purple one. I've got a few different colors. This platform is a little bit different, and it's in the mulberry. Same concept, everything's the same. It's just a little bit different platform. And these are all $40. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Any questions? If you have questions, just drop them and I will try to look and make sure that I check for them. All right, the square lidded pots. These are so fun to make. I love them. They are glazed on the inside. You could, again, use these for anything you wanted to. If you wanted to use them for a salt cellar or something like that, you certainly could. You could use it for jewelry change, whatever. Whatever you can imagine, or just something pretty to look at, okay? So, and they're organic, have an organic shaped lid, rather. So that's the red, and these are 45. And this one, I was channeling me some Egyptian or something, I don't know. So this one has a little catch on it. It's just to keep it from sliding off when you put it in there. So it kind of sits on there. So you've got this color. And they are all glazed on the inside. They'll all be glazed on the inside. Okay? We have a blue. And again, glazed on the inside. Thought this one was super cute. All right. We'll do one more. Glazed on the inside. And again, these are $45. And again, just screenshot what you're interested in. And then message me. And we'll go from there. So these are my new flowers. There is a ton more of these to come. I absolutely love these. These are, I call them my beekeepers, right? Because you can, they're on a stake. They're all on a stake. I think these stakes are about 12 inches long. They're stainless steel, I think. I don't think they're aluminum. They're stainless steel, if I remember right. I got them off Amazon so that I could glue them on the back. So it's permanent. I use JB Weld, so they're not going to come off. They shouldn't. But if they do, you can glue them back, but they really shouldn't, because that's like mortar cement, you know, for whatever. So, so these, you put them outside in your garden, or you can put them in a potted plant. Ooh! Hang on, y'all. My thing just fell. I am so sorry. I think I have bounced around this bus too much. Let's see what else I can tear up. I can do it, I'm sure. All right, let's see if it's still going to do it. All right. Sorry. So much for mishaps. So these, they do have depth to them, so they will hold water. So, like, you know, if it rains or you water the garden or anything, then it will certainly hold some water for your little bees or insects that are coming into the garden. So that's really neat. Plus, they're decorative. So again, you can use these in outdoors, or you can put them in a potted plant, or you could just put them in a vase if you want a permanent flower. That would be really neat. These are $35 each is what they are. All right, so let me see if I can get all these back. And it was trying to follow me all the way down there. I don't think you can do it. All right, so here's the other one. And they are all $35. All right, so there's that one. I'll get these all over the place. Here's the next one. And they're all different sizes. But these are put together in pieces. So each layer is individually made and then attached together. And then, of course, when the glazing comes to glazing, then they're all brush painted. So, you know, I don't dip these. I have to, well, actually everything that I do, I paint by hand. I don't dip anything anymore with the ash glaze, because it's not conducive to that. So it doesn't work well with the dipping. So I do have to brush everything. So everything, all my glazes are brushed on. as opposed to just a quick dip. But they all have all kinds of unique colors. This one I made, I was thinking of kind of like a calla lily or something like that. You know how they have the long petals, flower base to it. So that's kind of what I was thinking with that one. So that's why it's a little unusual. So it's more like a little cuppy cup. All right, and here's the last one. So all of these are $35, and they all have the post. And those were garden stakes, whatever they were. So I'm pretty sure they're stainless steel. All right, so I'm just going to show a couple of these. So hopefully I don't demolish everything. These are my stacking container sets. And of course they are glazed on the inside. You do this gently. So they are all glazed on the inside. You could use that for whatever you wanted. You can put some food in there if you want to. They're perfectly fine for that. They are not sealing containers. So it's not like they're, you know, it's going to have like a tight seal. So I wouldn't put like flour or something like that in there that you would want to, you know, make sure that you kept sealed up. So, all right, so that's that one. That one's the purple. These, the two set, let me get back over there. The two set is 120. These are 120. So same thing. This is the top, and the other lid on bottom is going to look the same. Let me just show you in there. And of course, glazed. It's glazed. So these are 120. And I think the biggest one on the bottom is 8 inches across, if I remember correctly. Let's measure this one and see. So this is a 3 set. The 3 set is, hey Terry, I love that you do this. I worked at an art studio. That's really neat. I miss doing classes, but it's kind of hard to find the space to do it and be able to consistently have, you know, the space to do it. And I thought about trying to get like some sort of building out here to do that in, but there's a whole lot of complications to that. So I just haven't done it, and I probably won't, but I will probably look for somewhere to do some at some point in the future. All right, so this is a 3 set. This is the smallest one. Again, it's glazed. They're all glazed on the inside. That's what the top of the lid looks like. They're all going to be the same, just larger. And so let's see. For this 3 set, it's 165. This is 4 inches tall by 6 inches at its widest. That's the smallest canister. And then the second canister from that, same thing. And that one, it should still be 4 inches tall. Yep. But this one is 7 inches at widest. And then the biggest one, so that the 2 sets would be the same size. They just don't have the smallest one on top. And so let's say, make sure so I don't fib. Yep, 4 inches, and this should be 8, and it is. All right. So the largest one is 8 inches. Yeah, the kill work is kind of the funnest part of it because that's where the magic happens, isn't that right? So it's really interesting to see. I remember when I first started and I made all these wonderful pieces that I absolutely loved, and then I got to the time where I was going to glaze them and I almost panicked. Because in doing that, you know, I realized that the glazing, that's a whole nother level than, you know, just the creation part. So so it made me so nervous when I first started, but you know, after I started doing that, man, He was on after that. You couldn't stop me. All right, so here, these are some new ones. I call these little rock faces because they kind of look like a rock, right? And so these are for bud vases. Like if you got a small cut flower that has a short stem or something like that, that would be perfect for this. Those wildflowers. If you have kids or grandkids that brings, you know, little wildflowers in for you and stuff like that, then these are perfect for that. So these are $35, and they are glazed on the inside. They have multiple holes in them. This one's a little bit different just because I didn't put the rims on there, but it's still this exact same thing. All right. So this is the blue sky, and then this is hot lava. Oh, Terry, I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I would love for you to come do that too. I don't know. Are you close by? Do you live in this area now, Terry, or are you in Texas? Where are you at now? I don't know. So this is the coca cream again. They're about as long as your palm. And this is Purple Haze, my fave. And this is another coca cream. They all just have a little bit different embellishment on the ends because, again, I get bored. I'm bored, so I have to do something different. So we're going to do these three, and then I'll move on to something else. All right, so this is mulberry. I had to look, make sure. It looks kind of green here, but it's not. It's the mulberry wine. So that one's that one. And these are all basically the same size. This is the blue. Yeah. So you're in McGee, George Turner. I'm trying to think of where that's at. I recognize the name of the road. You should come see me. You should come see me Saturday at my open gallery because the bus will be open this Saturday from 10 till 2, I think it is, here at the house at Chess Warren Road. I'm in the Martinville community. I would love to see you. All right, so this is a giant square vase. And again, with the organic, you better come see me Saturday, girl. If not, I'm going to hunt you down. All right, so this one's glazed on the inside too, so you can use it for whatever you want, whatever you can think of. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you. I hope you can make it. So I'll like the organic lid again, glazed on the inside. It has my fancy stamp on the bottom, I think. No, this one is before I got my stamp, so it's got a signature on there. But that's okay. It's still signed. That one is 65. That one was 65. I'm sorry, y'all. I forget. If I forget or you don't catch it and you send me a picture, if you need a price first before committing, let me know. All right, so here's a face base that I've got, and this is a prime example of why I say that I really like to not glaze the faces because it kind of mutes them out a little bit, especially with the way the ash glaze does. Then it kind of, I think that rustic nature of it, you know, where it looks distressed, kind of overtakes it a little bit, so to speak. So got little embellishments here, got little embellishments here on the side. You've got multiple holes, so we've got one in the middle and two on each, or one on each side, not two on each side. And he's got a little skirt around him. This one is large. Let's see. It's approximately 10 inches tall and 7.5 inches at the widest point. And this one is 120, all right, for the face base, because that sculpting takes forever. So there's that. This is a funky vase that y'all almost never got to see. Here at the house, Terry, it will be from 10 till 2. I'll be here. And if you go on the group page and go under events, you can see Open Gallery Day on the events, and look up my address if you don't know what it is already, or I can give it to you later or something. Or I'll tell you now, it's 294 Chess, like the game of chess, Warren, like Warren Buffett Road. And we're classified as Mendenhall, but you know, we're right on the line. So like if we had a McGee phone, if we had a phone number, it'd be a McGee phone number. So so we're literally right on the line to McGee. So yeah, and if you have any problems, you can always message me, or if you see my phone number there, you should be able to see my phone number on my profile or on the, I think it's on the group page. I'm not sure, but if it's not, you know, you can find me somewhere because I'm like all over the place. Good deal. So you can't miss the big pink bus in the front pasture. Plus, I've got a sign that says Pitter Potter House by the road, pretty close to my driveway. So you'll see that too. All right, so this is one of my latest funky vases. And I almost did not put this one out because I freaking love it. I love this one. I'm going to make more in this style and this design. So you can put plants or flowers here. There's no drainage, right? And then you can put some flowers here because there's no drainage, right? You know, it's not, there's no drainage underneath. I'm doing my best, Terry. I am doing my best. It is a passion, and I absolutely love it. I never thought that I would fall in love with pottery so much, but here we are. All right, so this one is, let me look. That one was $95 for that one, $95. All right, and so here's another one, and it's very unique. I was trying some different shapes with these two, and I love, let me make sure I didn't miss somebody. I don't think so. All right, good deal. So you've got a little pot here. You've got a bigger one here, and then all the way across here. You could put some small plants, succulents, something like that, air plants, or you could put a combination, or just use it for flowers because there's no drainage. I never put drainage in these, so that you can use whatever you want to. But you could do a combination. You could have a little plant in this one because it has a little bit a wider thing. You should be able to share this. Are you talking about the live feed? It should be shareable. I think so. If not, when I close this down, I'll make sure to check the settings or whatever and make sure that it's shareable, because I am leaving this live feed up through Saturday. So it'll be up there through Saturday. But you could put flowers on this row. You could put a plant here, and you could put a little succulent in here. That would be like super cute all together. One thing that I like about these is that there's so many different levels on here that whether you're doing plants or you're doing flower arrangements, either one, that it's very unique. You know, you have the layered look, and so you have different heights, and when you put maybe some bulkier plants up top or flowers up top, and then some smaller ones down below or some thinner stemmed ones down below, then it really makes a beautiful cohesive look to it. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. So this one is $85. All right, so that's that one. And let's see. All right, so the soup and sandwich. I'm going to change these bowls out. These do hold about a cup, but I'm going to make them bigger next time. So I'm going to put these on sale. I had them at $40. So we're going to do these at $30 until these are gone. This is the blue skyline, and I still love these. I love the new shape, and I love the flared rim, wavy rim. I have 3 of this color. Okay, so there's 3 of these colors. These are going to be $30 on sale. $30. I have 2 of this color, and again, these do hold like a cup of soup or whatever you're doing. And this could even be like, you know, if you need a small, like you're doing a cheese ball or something, right? And some chips, and you just need something small. This would be great for that, you know, to have out on a buffet table or something, you know, that you just want something a little extra, but you don't need a whole lot of stuff. That would be great for that too. So there's 2 of this color. And there's 2 of this color. This is Coca Cream. And there's 2 of the reds, Hot Lava, because it looks like hot lava, doesn't it? And y'all look, I say this all the time. I love red, but I'm not the kind of red person where I actually want to buy something that's red. I have bought red clothes in the past, and I buy them because I love them. They're pretty, and I don't wear them because, you know, it's red and it just doesn't look right on me. I rarely buy red and other things like this, but I freaking love this red. I tried 3 different red mason stains before I got this color red in my ash glaze. So this was the keeper, and I absolutely love it. So there's 2 of these, two red ones. And I have 3 of the purple haze. So there's 3 of these, okay? All right. Whew. I'm glad y'all are cool and in the house. Thanks, Terry. I'm not sure which one you were talking about, but I appreciate you anyway. I'm burning up. All right, let's see. Let's do this one. I'm going to be making a lot more of these because I really love them. I love the shape and everything, and just the whole design. So this would make a great serving tray. You've got 3 different little sections here. I'll get it right in a minute. And so, you know, you can put, like, if you wanted to put condiments out or something like that, or you wanted to put maybe some pickles and some pickled onions and, you know, whatever, coleslaw or something, whatever, you can do that with that. These are great. Yeah, actually, I have a fan up in here, but I can't feel it. I wish I could put an AC up in here. So this one is, I was looking at the length. It's about 12 inches long, and at its widest point is 7 inches. So that would be the widest point would be here and here. So it's 12 by 7, and it's $45. I was looking at my tag. It's $45. And this is, I don't know if I'm going to make any more of these. I like it. I usually sell them, but I don't love it as much as I do the leaf thing. So I may or may not make some more of these. We'll see. Okay. But this is in the mulberry wine. It's trying to find my face, so that's why it keeps going back and forth. I'm trying to make sure it keeps the piece of pottery in the picture more than my face. So, you know, and it's got, you know, even if you wanted to use this to hang, now this would be really interesting for something, maybe a bird feeder or something like that. Yeah, it would wobble a little bit, but birds know they handle that, right? So that would be really interesting for something like that. That could be an alternate use for it. I had one lady that bought the first one of these that I made. She bought it because she did a lot of sewing, and she was going to keep her sewing things in there. Yeah, the colors that's one thing about the ash glaze. The colors come out so different. It's really interesting. It's unique every time. And that's one of the things I like about it too. All right, so that one was $55. The 4 section is $55. All right, let's see. Let's do these, and then I'm going to show you a couple other things, and then that's going to be it for this evening. If you want to pick them up, remember you can pick them up here tomorrow, or Saturday, not tomorrow, or schedule a time. If you schedule for tomorrow, then, you know, I'll meet you down here and you pick it up tomorrow. That'll be fine too. And I generally want to, you to go ahead and pay for it in advance. But, you know, send me what you want and we'll work that out, right? All right. So, and here's again another example of how the glaze, when I glaze it completely, kind of washes that face out. Because back here you can't hardly see it. Up here you can see it, right? So, so this one's completely glazed inside. Has an oxide wash wrap on it here, little ropey rope, and it's just a little triangular base, and these are $55. This is a secondary one. He came out, the glaze on this came out very, very interesting, the way it flashed around. So he's got a couple of colors on him. And of course the oxide wash, and it is glazed on the inside. It's a smaller hole, so he would be more like a bud base or something like that. You could also use that maybe for pens or pencil. It would just be one, but you know, you could do it. It could be interesting. I don't know. So again, $55, and you can see his little face on there when I get up close. All right, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do one of these. All of these are the same. I'll do two of these because I got two of each color. All right, so these do come with the hangers while supplies last, because I got these hangers a long time ago on sale at a thrift store. And so when they're out, I'll be out of them. And I'll have to do something else because I've looked, but I can't find these particular kind of hangers. So just by themselves. So I don't know. All right, so this is the hummingbird feeder. Where are you going, man? There it goes. I don't know what he was doing. He was confused. I think my camera's been drinking. All right, so I do not glaze these on the inside. The hummingbirds will eat through this hole here. And so you just fill it here, and then the little lid goes on just to, you know, kind of keep buggies and stuff out, whatever. So that's how it sits, and you can actually just sit this somewhere if you wanted to, but they do come with a hanger, again, while those supplies last. So I have that color, I have two of the purple haze, and I have two of the cocoa cream. So it'll be the same thing, right? And the same thing is just cocoa cream with the red things on there, okay? All right. So that's those. Let's see. I'm going to show you a couple of the little things that I have, and then I shall be done for the evening, and then I hope that y'all come. It's not following me anymore. There you go. It's hiccuping. All right. So these are brand new, and these are just little trinket trays. You could use this for a soap dish. You can use that, you know, for your rings or whatever. So that was the mulberry haze. It's starting to get dark in here. And that's a blue. This is the blue skyline. This is a cocoa cream. And they either have the heart, you see the little heart thing on there, or they have just a little flowery thing. You know, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So that's the purple. Okay. So I have several of these, but those are the colors and the designs. So we've got that, and then I've got some little trinket bowls that are just little trinket bowls. Those little trays are $15, just so you know. I've got the little trinket bowls. And these are, again, just for rings or whatever you would want to put in there, and they're $15. So it just shows you an example of the different ones. Right? Okay, that one's got some little embellishment on the back. So that's that. And we'll wait for those later. We don't need to see those. That's the main part of everything. I do have a lot of other little things, I've got a few smaller bowls, you know, just regular bowls. I do have some sale items. I have some little bird bowls. They're made like a little bird, right? So I have lots of those. And some other little pots. I do have a set of shot glasses. I have like 3 sets of shot glasses. There's 4 to a set. So I've got those. And a couple other things. So if you see something you like, remember you can go back and rewind this and watch it. Screenshot whatever you want, then send that screenshot in a message to me so that I can pull that for you. If you need shipping, send me a shipping address where you want it sent to so that I can get you a shipping quote for that. It will be exact shipping, rounded up to the nearest dollar, so that, you know, that covers a little bit. It necessarily doesn't cover my boxes, but it covers a little bit of my boxes. And then I try to utilize like, you know, newspapers and things like that that I get for free to cut down on the expense of shipping, right? So that helps you, it helps me. It's all good. It's good for the environment, right? So there's that. If you want to pick it up, let me know. This Saturday from 10 till 2, I'll have the mobile gallery bus open here at my house from 10 till 2. So you're welcome to come by anytime during that time and pick up whatever you want, whatever you purchased. If you need a different pickup time, you can just message me with that, and you know, as long as I'm not doing something else or not here, then, you know, I will certainly let you do that. Just let me know what time is good for you. I do PayPal, I can do Square, I can do Venmo for payment, whatever you want. And of course, if you have any other questions, you just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So I hope you enjoyed looking at what I had and some of the new stuff, and I hope you found some goodies too. So hope to see y'all soon. Let me know if you need anything, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.